In my view, science needs more business people. Business people can breathe life into the science. Business people are able to articulate that and turn it to something applied that people can actually use. My name is Hamish Jolly. I live in Perth in Western Australia. I guess you describe me these days as a commercial innovator and research director. So I've got a formal role looking after a research program for the Australian Institute of Marine Science. But also, over the last 5 years, I've been incubating and developing new ventures, largely around science. I think when I was small, I was pretty keen to be a marine biologist. Living in Western Australia as a kid, this place is an outdoors place. It's all about the water, sun, sea and surf. My first job was working in an aquatic lab. I think at that time I felt that science in its pure form wasn't going to be able to sustain me. It would have done intellectually but not financially. And so I went to study business really to ensure that I was able to sustain myself. So after I finished my degree, my first job was at Arthur Andersen. I did my Chartered Accountants program there, but I had this niggle that maybe there was something more, and for me it's always been the money or the box, you know, that financial security versus what really kind of rings your bells, and the box for me has always been science. So I went and did a Master of Science, and then that led me into a completely different pathway, still underpinned by business and ventures, but much more oriented around technology, science and innovation. So I'm known as the shark man in the office, and the reason for that is that one of these ventures is very oriented around marine technology and the use of technology to mitigate the risk of shark attack. We commissioned the University of Western Australia to do some research work around what sharks can see. And when we understand what sharks can see, we can understand how they perceive an object underwater, which enables us to use patterns and shapes to deter the shark from engaging because it's presenting as something that's unlike normal shark food. When we first announced this research, it went massive, it was global. It was picked up by London Times and Rolling Stone magazine, and I was invited to do a TED Talk, which was a fantastic opportunity, great experience. The really great thing about science is that you only need to step off the path a little way and you're in a completely new domain. And you're able to service a demand, and the demand currently in the world is for renewable energy and solving problems with technology. We've found a new way to be able to take food waste, which would otherwise go to landfill, and converting that into biogas, which runs through an engine to generate power. So that anaerobic digestion technology is basically like the DeLorean in Back to the Future. You drop a banana in and you get power. And this is essentially the same process, just a lot bigger. I think just about every job that I had, at least for the first 10 years, the CA qualification was what got me in the door. Once I got through, it was a great accomplishment, and suddenly a range of other opportunities opened up that I never would have dreamed about. It set the basis on which I was able to develop a business career and in parallel develop a science career and then mesh those two things together. I've come to understand, and the great thing is in your career you can do both. The opportunity to tie business to those disciplines and breathe life into what those disciplines can do is really the glue that's going to make science solve problems for the future. And so the people that can integrate that are going to be in high demand, in my view. What's next on the horizon? I've got the bug now. It's going to be hard to put the genie back in the bottle, so this is such an exciting ride. I can imagine doing this for the rest of my life.